Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to our Standing Watch program. We are hearing more and more recently the news about the possibility that Israel and or the United States of America will strike Iran militarily to prevent them from building a nuclear weapon. And even though most people don't entertain the thought, don't want to entertain that thought of that kind of a possibility, the news seems to dangerously report that distinct possibility. Recently, in an article by The Telegraph, which was published on June 24, the former American ambassador of the United Nations, Mr. John Bolton, stated, and I quote, that Israel could attack Iran after the November presidential election, but before George W. Bush's successor is sworn in. In other words, during the time span of November 4 and January 20. And others agree with this possibility. Let me quote to you from an article which was published by CNN, dated June 30. They quote journalist Seymour Hersh, who said that Congress has authorized up to $400 million to fund a secret campaign which involves U.S. Special Operation troops and Iranian dissidents. He went on to say that President Bush and Vice President Cheney do not want to leave Iran in place with a nuclear program. And they believe that their mission is to make sure that before they get out of office next year, either Iran is attacked or it stops its weapon programs. Now, what's the alternative? Europe is trying to do it through negotiations, but of course these negotiations have availed absolutely nothing. Iran is kind of scoffing at these negotiations, trying to, of course, buy time. And so time is running out. Here's an article from AFP, which was published June 30, saying that the commander of the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet warned on Monday that the United States will not allow Iran to shut the Strait of Hormuz, the Gulf Sea lane through which much of the world's oil is supplied, and according to estimates, 40 to 70% of the oil is being transported through that seagate. And so again, we see more and more the possibility that a war in Iran, towards Iran, against Iran is going to start. Now, as I said, most people don't like the idea. Most people kind of dismiss the idea as something which is too advantageous, or adventurous, I should say. But the same reaction was felt before the Iraq war started. And I was in Germany when the Iraq war started, and I know how the people reacted. They reacted in shock. They reacted in disbelief, even though the war propaganda had been going on for quite a while. But nobody accepted the possibility that it could actually happen. Now, let me tell you, my friends, the Bible makes very clear that a turmoil is going to develop in the Middle East. And just prior to the return of Jesus Christ, we will find the Middle East in absolute warlike turmoil. Christ warned of that. He said, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, get out of there. We read in the book of Zechariah that Jerusalem is going to be taken and being held captive by all the nations trying to capture it. We read in the book of Daniel that the last resurrection, the last revival of the Roman Empire under German leadership will, in fact, invade the promised land. They will do it to try to bring peace to the area which will be stricken by war, but they won't be successful either. We read in the Bible that Israel will receive a blow. Now, we don't know exactly whether that's going to be in relationship to the war against Iran, perhaps, or in regards to another battle, but they will receive a blow. They will be defeated in war. And we also read in the Bible that the United States of America are not going to win another war. And they haven't won the war against Iraq. They haven't won the war against Afghanistan. And when the Iraq war started, I said dogmatically from the pulpit, and I said dogmatically in programs, that the United States of America are not going to win that war. And they haven't. And they can't. And they won't. And the next president is not going to do any different and makes no changes regarding it. Let's not kid ourselves, brethren and my friends. The Bible makes it very clear that a war is going to start in the Middle East. It's going to bring tremendous chaos to the entire world. If Iran is supposed to be attacked, and if that should happen, it will have a tremendous retaliation towards the United States of America. We are already in a recession. People may deny this. They may say, well, it's not a recession yet, but practically it is. I recently did a program on whether there's going to be a Great Depression coming, and the answer is yes, it's going to be. Can you imagine oil prices skyrocketing if there is a war against Iran and the United States of America is dependent on that oil and it's not going to get it? And how much higher the oil prices are going to be? Food scarcity, all these other tremendous Unbelievable things are going to happen, and they are going to happen, my friends, and you need to be prepared mentally, on your own, individually, because Jesus Christ says there is a way to escape. You can get out of it, and I'm not talking about secret rapture to heaven or something like that, but you can be protected individually if you follow the lead of God's Word, the Holy Bible. Watch and pray that you may be worthy to escape all these things which are surely going to come to pass, and they are going to come to pass, my friends. And this is not a dire warning. I hope it is something which is very real to you, that you respond accordingly. Keep watching our programs. We will keep you informed as to what is going to happen and what it all means in the light of biblical prophecy. Thanks very much for watching today. This is Norbert Ling for the Standing Watch program.